Good morning. Happy Saturday. Don't you just love the sound of those two words together? Happy and Saturday. You can't fail. You just can't fail unless you have to work a gruesome job on Saturday. You see where I'm going with that? How's everybody doing today? Thank you so much for being here. My name is Jan. Welcome to the Save Money and More with Jan channel. And if you've been here a while, I really do appreciate you smashing down the like button. If you're still unsure if you like it or not, well, stick around and hopefully you will smash down the like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's get started with this Saturday mixed bag of tips and tricks. Yes, yes. This time of the year can be a little more stressful than others. Why? Because there's like a lot of stuff going on. Gee, in case we haven't noticed, a lot of different things going on. We like coping with the transition of, summer winding down. Not that it's over, it's winding down. And of course, for many people, their families, their mornings routines change with back to school. Some people are already back to school. Some folks don't go back to school till after Labor Day, like in this area, this part of the country, for example. But it's a changing time, that's for sure. Not to mention that around here, a lot of us have to make a really big decision in a matter of just a few weeks, if you want to break it down to days. So the tensions are running high, okay, in general in life. I do have some things that I'd like to recommend for let's relax a little bit because relaxation is key. Speaking of those chaotic mornings, we need to simmer them down, whether it's because some families are going through the get back to school routine type thing or whatever it is, or some sort of transition of time, whatever in your life, or your job has changed or whatever. So there are many reasons, but I think it's really important. And I did mention this on prior videos in the past for those who haven't maybe heard a simple thing we could do. And I've done this myself, okay? It works. Try to set your body clock to go to sleep or to at least go to rest. Go to bed a half hour earlier. Give yourself a little transition time. Some people fall asleep like so fast. And then some people may take 15, 20 minutes, a half hour, and they need to, excuse me, please, wind it down somewhat. Okay. So if you're like one of those, why do you suggest doing that half hour earlier thing? Because the next morning, you're going to have the advantage of getting up hopefully a half hour sooner if you set your alarm, whatever thing you do to get up or you naturally wake up. That extra half hour of time in the morning is going to buy you, believe it or not, some sanity, especially if you're the kind of person, if you're living in a household with other people, you might want a half hour for you. Even if it's just staring into space with a cup of joe, a cup of coffee, or just, kicking back, or just, slowly, but surely mapping out the day in your mind's eye. Everything seems brighter. The birds are singing. The sun is shining, even if it didn't come up yet. So buy yourself, not BY, BUY, buy yourself that extra half hour's time in the morning. I'm telling you, in my experience, not just opinion, in my experience of doing that in the past, oh, yes, it does work. I'm telling you. So give it a thought, give it a check out. I'm just saying. All right. Now's not the time to take on too many extra things. If you're in the transition period with the back to school and the chaotic routine, this might be the time that you just kind of want to just, even if it's for just a couple of weeks, make less outside commitments until your family has adjusted to the new time changes and routine changes and stuff of that nature. All right, let's say. Okay. All right. So let's see here. La, la, la. Okay. Depending on where you live, the weather right now, for example, in the Northeast is beautiful at this time of the year. Oh, my word. Just so lovely. This is like the weather that you kind of like want to put in a bottle and save it for those blustery, bone chilling, a real field temperature of negative 10 days in January. Just wish you could put it in a bottle and literally just like take it out whenever. So these are the days that, like, quite frequently, what many of us pray for. I'm not even kidding you. You don't have to go far. Even if you just hang out in your local courtyard that belongs to your building, or take a walk to your local playground, or just sit on your porch, or just go into your backyard if you're so blessed to have your own backyard. It is a blessing. Or a deck. A lot of people take those little advantages for granted. Or if you have a lovely balcony, etc. Just say, you know what, I'm going. Again, it goes back to time management, which I know so many people care about, but it's really important. It's like an adjustment of things. Take, even if it's 15 minutes, even if you like, let's say you work from home, for example. Okay. Work from home. Everybody needs a break. I don't care if you work from home. I don't care if you work in an outside office. Everybody needs a mental vacation. Okay. So if it's midday, things like really getting to you, you can't go far because you still want to be close to your office per se, whatever. Just, say, you know what? I am going to stop. And I am going to take 15 minutes, even a half hour, and say, okay, for that half hour, everything else is just going to be not that important. And just taking that time for yourself. Again, goes back to, what it is? It's clearing your mind. The little cobwebs that we develop in our mind sometimes when we overwork. You see where I'm going with this. It doesn't cost you anything. Don't think money is involved here. So this is, it's not just, a frugal thing to do. It's actually a wise thing to do. Some people, like to exercise, or just, like take a breath, or laugh with a friend, call a friend, talk about any other subject but the troubles of the day. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mentioned here about the morning routine, and it is true. Let's talk about something completely different on this mixed bag of tips and tricks. I have this kind of like fun rule. You could do this either with $1. Notice the bottom of the screen says dollar a day. You're probably saying, what does this mean, dollar a day? Especially if you're a brand new person at this, okay? I have this theory that I don't care how much you save. If you do it every single day at the end of the month, you save something. It's just logic. If it's just $1, like $1 a day, which is a fun thing to do, anybody could save $1 a day. You don't have to take an actual dollar. You could pay yourself, for example, if you can do it, $31 a month, put it, electronically speaking, and just put it away. You did your dollar a day thing. But it's the habit, it's the training wheel. Some people prefer to hold $1 in cash a day and put it away, whatever, doesn't matter. But I noticed something with this. For every $10 that you have in your hand, even if it's at the grocery store, even if it's at this time of the year, even if it's with all this crazy prices, I would say it just makes the challenge that more fun. Is there any way that out of that $10 you could squeeze to just only spend 8 out of the 10? I don't always say like save it, hold it, because hold it for something else, okay? Hold it for whatever. But I do totally recommend this all the time. Create a name it and claim it fund. It could be a name it and claim it fund for gas, for example. It could be a name it and claim it fund for end of the month. That there's that one week that many people, when you're living paycheck to paycheck, no matter how hard you try, some people try their utmost best. And I really commend all those that do. I really do. And it includes myself. Okay. I make sure when I know like a week may be more vulnerable than another week, I will look ahead. Looking ahead sometimes can be the most calming, soothing thing to do. I much rather look ahead and be prepared than be upset about, oh, why didn't I do this? Oh, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Woulda, coulda, shoulda sometimes doesn't work. So if you know your most vulnerable time is that last week of the month, those better weeks I'm talking plain, I'm talking real. Okay. Not everybody, is living this like independent financial thing. Okay. Many people are, but some people are not. And many people are not. So this is why I call myself the Training Wheels channel. Okay. But it does make a lot of sense. For every $10 bill you have in your hand, try to save $2. Put it away. Call it last week of the month. What? It's kind of like a cash envelope system in your mind, or like an invisible filing cabinet in your head. I'm just saying, let's think about this for a minute, right? Just put it away, put it away. And the other mixed bag tip, I don't have to look at my notes. This is what I know from totally that it works. Every time you cook a meal, okay, and you have leftover protein, leftover vegetables, leftover meat. I'm not saying from someone's plate. Hopefully everybody ate up and they're good to go. You see where I'm going with that? Talk about like on your original serving platter, okay? Please don't do what some people do, which makes me so sad. Some people discard, discard, discard. There's a wonderful invention in our life, and it was invented quite a while ago. It's called a freezer. Okay, you're like, oh, so you may want to put this leftover stuff like separated, a leftover bag of cooked vegetables in one bag or a storage container. Okay, whatever works for you, whatever you have that's freezable, a storage container. You could get them cheaply at the $1.25 type store. You can reuse some of the stuff that you already have, like those empty butter tubs. Let me tell you something. Those empty butter tubs are really, really good for a serving of soup. If you have soup left over, make sure, of course, the soup is cooled down. You're not going to pour hot soup in that. No, 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 no. Make sure it's completely cooled down at room temperature. And then you put your soup into that. Oh, my word. You could, like, don't throw away those. Some people say throw them away. It depends on your life. If you don't have food savers, I would recommend that you don't throw them away. Okay. So you wash them out nicely and you put your soups or your stews in that, and they stack up pretty, pretty darn good in your freezer. Sometimes you just want your own individual bowl of soup. And with all those, leftovers, that last week of the month, you are not going to feel the pinch. Why? Because you save some food planning, anticipating for that last week of the month before your next paycheck. Okay. Um, Always look ahead. Okay. In a nice, calm way. I feel this way about it. If I look ahead, I'm absolutely going to feel a lot calmer about it because I'm like, I'm armed with the power. I have the power to plan ahead as opposed to being caught short. Okay. Listen, at some point or another, we all get caught short sometimes. Maybe we forgot to do something or whatever. But if we get in the habit of not being wasteful, to be honest with you, that's how that originated for me. I don't like food waste. I think food waste is a terrible, terrible thing. Like I always say, for some people, what we consider scraps, some people consider their Thanksgiving dinner. I kid you not. So remember that. Let's see if there's something else that I had indicated on here. Um, okay. Don't overlook or underlook the value of pasta. If you like it and if your family likes it, maybe you might not like it, but your family does. Okay. Check in with them, of course. Long pasta can right away be turned, can be easily doubled. I don't put the whole thing, the long pasta, the way it shows up in the box. Never, never. I instantly, automatically double my use of that kind of a pasta by going, boom, breaking it in half, putting the other half back, either back in the box or in a clear container for the future. I'm telling you, this really stretches it. It's amazing. It's amazing. And also, I take advantage of smaller pastas, for soups and stuff. I talk about that in another video. So you may hopefully get that video. Either you might have just heard it or you may be hearing it in the not so distant future. Let me see if there's anything that I forgot to mention here. Um, right now, we're in a transitional year with so many things going on. Walk away sometimes from the news. Oh, Jan, but the news is so important. Heck yeah. And I have to watch the news to keep current, especially like the financial and the business reports, so that I am in tune with what is going on. As a matter of fact, as I sit here recording this, I'm waiting for the next consumer price index, an updated one, a consumer price index to come out. And let's see, if we're heading in a better direction. That would be nice, right? Well, anyway, I just want to let you know that hopefully that these tips and tricks can be of some help to someone. It means a lot to me that at least one person viewing this video will have gotten a little help or a little message or inspired to do something else completely differently, but on your own. But like something might have like triggered a thought or two, and that's wonderful. That's what I love about all of the budget channels, all the channels on here, as a matter of fact. I don't know. There are some things I'm like, I want to look this up. I want to get that information of this, or how do you do this? You can't be in a better place, in my honest opinion, than this platform. Okay. And if you have something to share with the world and you haven't started a channel, please, I strongly, strongly hope that you consider such a thing. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing weekend. Hopefully, everybody will take good care of yourself and your wonderful family. Thank you again. Don't forget to click like, share, and hopefully subscribe. Have a good day.